largest hurdle to have to take and make relative to these, all the things that were agreed to. In that regard, today, the maps for Amy's Kitchen were all signed, which is because everything that had to be done, all additional items were in fact finalized. So it's now a legitimate project coming to Goshen. The next one is discuss and approve a proposal that the town board formally reject all bids associated with the purchase and installation of a new air conditioning system at the Goshen Senior Center and authorize H2M Engineering to provide a new RFP. There were several inconsistencies in the original bid package, and you can see the memo. This is from Sean. He said, I have reviewed the three proposals you provided today for the new air conditioning system at the Goshen Senior Center. The proposals range from $16,833 to $19,875, which appear to be competitive. However, there are several inconsistencies that complicate the comparison. Additionally, as discussed, the contractor who will be required to pay prevailing wages was the lowest bidder. And the way we found out about this is our accounting group called him and said, we need your paperwork showing that you're going to be paying the prevailing wages. And he said, I'm not going to pay them. Well, that's the flag, so he's out. So what Sean is asking is that we reject all these bids formally, okay? And that we authorize H2M Engineering to prepare a new RFP so we can go out for competitive bids. Would someone like to make a motion in that regard?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. And I think Bonnie Majewski's relieved, because you know what, unless you do this for a living, it's pretty tricky stuff. The next item is, we found that there was two items that were not included last week in the tax levy. Okay? So it says discuss and modify the 2018 tax levy to include $1,155. $900 of that was an invoice from Dave's Lawn Service for work they completed, and they failed to bill us. So we were looking for that. We called them, and they said, "Oh my gosh, we did the work back in July and not billed you." So they billed us, and we paid that. And then also $255 in legal fees. Would someone like to make a motion authorizing me to modify the 2000 tax levy by $1,155?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
What it says here is it says the 2018 tax levy, but on this sheet, it's the 29.
It's the 18.
It's 18?
It's 18. That sheet's incorrect. No, this is the taxes that, well, hold on though, I guess. It is, the charge that occurred in 2018 to be levied.
For the 2019.
Yeah, so it should be 2.
So it'll just be re-levied in 2019.
But is it the 20, is it the 19 levy?
Yes.
Okay, fine. And that's correct, then, George. This is wrong. Well, the 18 here is when the work was, well, no, it says tax levy. Okay, thank you. Okay. The next one is the owner of 6 Larchwood Drive has given permission to the town building department to perform inspections and assessments due to the deterioration of the roof. And you can see in your packet that we sent them a registered letter. And lo and behold, we thought we would have to go through a search warrant and all kinds of things to get on the property. And the owner says, you are hereby granted permission to assess the building and to perform any necessary inspections and assessments. So Neil is preparing to do that ASAP. So luck was with us. Information information, the Orange and Rockland Utilities has agreed to and signed a town Goshen easement proposal requested in order to provide electric service to the Goshen Library. And they've signed it, and I've signed 2 more copies of that easement, so it's just done. This next one is very good news for us. Information. The federal government, FEMA, has reimbursed the town of Goshen $307,676.23 for their portion of the cost to replace the Derwin and Coleman culverts damaged by Hurricane Irene, August 31st, 2011. Now look how long it took us to get that money. Late 2018, and it was August of 11. Now, New York State Homeland Security Emergency Services portion remains to be paid, and that's about 40% more. So we got 60% of it, and this was the $300,000 basically we were looking for to use to get our road program to $1 million in 2019. So we can now do that. Now this next one is, if you recall, there were 20 homes, I think the number was 20, in Heritage Estates where there was a beam that caused, in this particular model, caused sagging because the beam was not stout enough. You know. And so that occurred in this 49 Laurel Circle. So Mary got this message by phone from a Howard Staggard several weeks ago concerning his home. He had to vacate his home on October 6, 2018 through October 20th, 2018. So it was 2 weeks for the beam in his home to be replaced. He has been diligent. He's been diligent in watching his water meter since he was informed of the cost. So several months ago, he's been getting these high water bills he's not accustomed to, and sewer bills, and so he's been looking at his water meter. So when he left his home, he had written down his water meter reading at 47,741 gallons. Upon his return, 14 days later, his reading was 105,120, thus showing a usage of 57,379 gallons while the construction was being done, and he was not in the house. And so, what Mary has done, she assumed all that water went down the sewer, but we don't know otherwise. But based on the usage that he was using, he's going to be billed for 6,515 gallons plus the sewage, for a total bill of $338.34. The part that the contractor is going to need to pay is $1,604.40. That's on the next page. Here. And so, if we agree to reduce his bill and whatnot, and then what we need to do is agree to have Christine bill Mr. Mumford for the $1,604.40, and explain in a letter that the contractor did this while he was in the house doing the work. Okay. So would someone like to make a motion in that regard?
So moved. Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Under new business, discuss and approve a request by Andy Berliner, who is the CEO of Amy's Kitchen, to name the road servicing Amy's Kitchen in Science of the Soul. It's wrong here in your print. It should be Science of the Soul. He wants to call it River Lane. And you can see in the attached letter.
River Road? Or
No, River Lane.
Oh, River Lane.
That's correct, you know. So if you go down to, from Andy Berliner in the middle of the attachment there, How about River Lane? I think there's a River Road in Newburgh, but no streets with river as part of the name in Goshen. So anyway, Neil has checked with the county, and the county has no problem at all calling this River Lane. So would someone like to make a motion then that we authorize the naming of this road in Amy's Kitchen off of Route 17M? This is the road going in. It will service Amy's Kitchen and Science of the Soul as River Lane.
So moved.
Second?
Right. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 2 is not ready. That is in the county human relations group. They haven't given it back to John McCary yet. So we'll do that on the 19th. The next item is information only. It's the Orange County contract for waste disposal of solid waste, construction, demolition debris, concrete, and municipal sweeper waste will increase to $104 per ton beginning today, November 8th, 2018. So Broderick, there you go. It's going to cost you more.
What was it before?
85.
Wow.
And what it is, there's, I guess, the people who take this waste, and they're under some real pressure, particularly on recycling. A lot of stuff is not being recycled like it used to be, cardboard, plastic, etc. I would also say to the public and anyone else, if you have a TV or any electronic material that you want to dispose of, TVs are $10. Get them on out there because they've lost their contractor many times. They'll be there for a couple of months and then the person won't pick them up and pay anymore. And so, just as information. Okay, under finance, would someone like to make a motion to authorize the supervisor to pay manual accounts payable check run on 9/30/2018 in the amount of $13,640.34. Manual accounts payable check run on 10/31/2018 amounting to $13,314.77. And accounts payable check run on 11/8/2018 amounting to $202,391.83.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now, who was not at the work session on the 22nd of October?
Is this for the minutes now?
This is the minute, yes.
We're on the 25th, I'm just trying to,
Let's see.
It's October 22nd work session, regular session on the 11th of October, and then the public hearing, which was the,
22nd, I was here.
okay. And
Okay, on the 22nd, everybody was here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
How about on the 11th?
I think that was the one that I missed. Let me just get my.
Okay.
The 25th, I was here.
Yeah, the 25th,
And the 11th, I was absent.
okay.
I think I was here.
Okay, so let's do the 22nd and the 25th. Are there any amendments or additions to the minutes
I
as
have
presented? Okay. All in favor that we approve those minutes as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The meeting on the 11th of October, George was not here, okay? Would someone like to make them, well, were there any additions or corrections to the minutes of that particular meeting? Would someone like to make a motion then we approve them as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried, and George abstained. Okay, privilege of the floor. On anything anybody would like
Nick, you
to
want-
say.
You want to
Start?
Say
Yeah.
something.
Okay,
No, here's the list. That's all.
No, no, yeah,
Nikki.
Go
Nikki's
first.
on the list.
yeah. Okay, Nikki?
Oh.
Okay. Paul Williams?
Okay, girls. All right. I understand that there's a culvert going in on the access road for Legoland. Has this site plan, does the new site plan include this culvert? Approved site plan?
This is what we talked to Kelly, he said, if you want to have it.
It doesn't need to be included on the amended site plan, this would be a field change.
Okay,
Field, I'm sorry, is that a field change, Kelly?
Yes,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Has there been a secret review in the respect to this culvert?
This is a type 2 action, so no further environmental review is necessary.
Okay, so the Army Corps of Engineers don't need to basically review it and,
No, the DEC is reviewing it, and they're the
Okay.
ones that are requesting it.
okay. When will that, so that there will be no new site plan? All right, okay.
Okay, Deb?
I'm going to read the minutes from September 8, 2008. Otterkill, Black Meadow placed on the DEC threatened list. Supervisor Bloomfield explained that months ago, Neil Halloran and Sue